Happy Tuesday, everyone. I am so glad you're here today. It's going to be a beautiful day outside, and I hope you listened to the announcement that Mrs. Berlin had. You are going to stay on the blacktop because it's really muddy, and we want to make sure that you stay dry and clean and all that good stuff. So before we really get started, we have Miss Dulce Hilario here from Mrs. Vasquez's 5th grade class. How you doing today, girl?
Good.
Perfect. And we are going to say the Pledge of Allegiance. So if you could all rise and place your hand over your heart. Right? Okay. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Hey, you're pretty awesome. Good job. Some other announcements that we have for you today. The STEAM Club application is due today. So if you have it, make sure that you give it into your teacher so Mrs. Marshall can have all of the sign-up sheets ready and going for you. We also have a few announcements from the PBIS team. So Mrs. Moyle's class, you were the class who brought in all of your permission slips in for you guys were the first people to bring your permission slips in to go see Peter Rabbit. So you get ice cream sandwiches from the PBIS team. So congratulations to you guys for being super responsible. And Mrs. Balch said that you guys brought them in like all the next day. So props to you. I also wanted to say and congratulate, for those of you who do not know, Mrs. Freeman had her baby. And her baby was a girl, and her name is Haley Joan Freeman. So congratulations to Mrs. Freeman. She's going to be spending a lot of time snuggling that little baby. We also have Monday's perfect attendance, and we had a lot of classes with perfect attendance yesterday. So congratulations for being here, and make sure your class gets a purple ticket. We have Mrs. Dunmore's class, Mrs. Freeman's class, Mrs. Gilligan's class, Mrs. Hirsch's class, Mrs. Jansen's class, Mrs. Mentink's class. Look at all those 3rd grade classes. Nice job. I think 1, 2, 3rd grade, all 3rd grade classes had perfect attendance. You guys rock. We also had Mrs. Shar's class, Mrs. Shear's class, Mrs. Moyle's class, Miss Smith's class, and Mrs. Balch's class. So congratulations to everyone who earns a purple ticket for perfect attendance. And on Wednesday and Thursday, I'm going to update you guys on the percentages because 3rd grade and 4th grade are in a really close tie for the best attendance for 2nd trimester. And remember, you're going to be getting a donut party. What? Let's see. What else do I have? Oh, who wants to know what we're going to have for lunch today? I do. So today for lunch is popcorn chicken with a whole grain roll or a cheese quesadilla with kohlrabi sticks, cherry tomatoes, fruit, and milk. Delicious. Okay, I have Mrs. Marshall is going to come on up to talk a little bit about some super important things, right?
Yes, exactly. The last part of announcements today is there's a video on cyberbullying, and it's about 3.5 minutes long, and this would be most appropriate probably for our 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders. So I'll leave it up to you, our younger grades, if you want to stay tuned in, or if you want to turn it off at that point. That's up to you. But cyberbullying doesn't just happen to teenagers or kids that are on social media. It also happens to younger students who are using technology throughout their day and when they're at home. So please watch this video. If you can't watch it right now, you can watch it later because our live announcements are recorded. So I'm going to start that and leave that up to you guys. So hopefully you'll get some good tips and information about cyberbullying. So have a terrific Tuesday, and don't forget to be awesome.
This month, we are talking all about cyberbullying. In this week's video, we are so excited to have elementary and middle school students with us to answer a ton of questions about cyberbullying. Like, does cyberbullying only start at age 13 when you get on social media? I think you will love their answers. They have some really great insight. Let's get into it. Do you think cyberbullying only starts at age 13 when teens start using social media?
No, because there's calling, there's texting, some people still email, and also because kids are starting to get phones earlier and earlier at like age 9 now, so.
No. Anyone who has access to social media can cyberbully. A lot of people don't cyberbully, but it's a lot easier for people to. So if someone's gonna bully, that'd probably be cyberbullying.
No, because there's online games on computers where you can interact with people and people can also say really hurtful things.
Could happen on social media, of course, if you have an account that everyone can see. Could happen on online gaming that has like chat that everyone can see.
Do you think cyberbullying is just as hurtful as in-person bullying?
Definitely, yes. I think that it is very hurtful. Both types of bullying are very hurtful. So.
I think that all forms of bullying are the same, so it is just as hurtful, but it also might be just a little more hurtful because if you don't know who the person is, it could scare you more.
Yes, and it's probably even more hurtful because you don't know who it is.
When you post something to the internet and it doesn't go away for a long time, or it's really hard, then that can be difficult because people can just keep sharing it and like they'll have it there.
What ideas do you have about ways you can support someone experiencing cyberbullying?
Well, if you don't personally know them, like you just see they commented or spamming hate at someone's like post or account, you could send them a message, just make them feel better.
Just tell them that they're like not alone and that they should talk to someone like a counselor or like a teacher. And just tell them like if it's happening on like Instagram or like Facebook to like block the person or like report it and just help them find resources that they can go to.
If you don't know the person in real life, then you could stand up for them. You could report other people, giving the person encouragement.
Tell them to find a very trusted adult and just support them and tell them that they're not alone. And there's also state laws that can protect you from bullying. You can tell them that they don't deserve to be treated that way and cheer them up.
And if you know them personally or in real life, give them verbal advice.
I think that you can just be there for them, and if they don't have anyone rooting for them, you can be that person.
And well, that wraps up this week's episode. If you want more information on cyberbullying, you can visit our website, pacer.org/bullying. We'll see you right back here next week. And